Like a boss.
What up, ladies? Welcome to Mindful Attraction 2.0. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys and talking about um, whether or not it's possible to use jealousy to get a guy interested in you. This is particularly useful for women who feel like they have to use tactics to regain their guy's interest. If you're noticing that the guy that you're talking to is always losing interest and you have to use the tactics that I teach, is it feasible and is it doable to continue this cycle of him losing interest and then you having to make him jealous in order to regain interest? I could show you guys tactics to bring out the love that's inside of him, but you cannot really bring it out. You cannot really systematically create it in him. It has to already be there. And if you do happen to get a guy to love you, it just so happened that he would have already loved you. You see, it's not that you made him love you, but you allowed him to love you. You removed any emotional blocks. You removed your own neediness that sometimes hinders you from the guy loving you because your neediness causes guy to run away from you. You see, when you fix that issue of neediness, it allows the guy's love to come out. Now, what do I teach? I do teach tactics, but these tactics are more about to get a guy to become interested in you, to get a guy to notice you. Now, the loving part is something that's organic and that you have to be patient with it because for the most part, 90%, 95% of people are not going to love you. 95% of people are not meant to love you. And to believe that you could make the 95% of people love you like forcefully through tactics is unrealistic, and you're setting yourself up for failure. You see, and that's a lot of people when they talk about my channel, they criticize the fact that I teach manipulation tactics to get them to love you. Yeah, I do say that, but the truth is that you're gonna notice when you use my tactics, they're usually kind of the results can be sometimes temporary, not because they suck, but because that's how humans are. You see, you're only gonna get them to be interested in you temporarily. For the most part, the habits that we gain in life, the things that we are interested in, 95% of those things are usually temporary. Rarely do we ever get a lifelong interest. It's very few things in life that we get interested in lifelong, even though they really are interesting. Very few things we really remain interested in. So the same thing with social dynamics and relationships is that a guy will to expect that every guy's gonna love you and to get attached to every guy. It just means that you just have a very unrealistic expectation about how men work and about how relationships work. What you really are creating is just temporary attraction, and that he's only coming back to you because you're hurting his ego. You see, love doesn't come from the ego. Love comes from an openness. Love comes from a lack of ego. If you're accepting the person and you're not projecting your own image about yourself onto the other person. You see? And so a lot of guys, that happens a lot where for example, like let's say I'm texting a girl, right, and I'm not that interested in her, but then she texts me and she shows me some fine ass pictures, right, and let's say she's sexy as fuck, right, and she teases me and all that sort of stuff. I will get interested, right, until I get what I want, and I'm not gonna get interested in you. Now the illusion to you is gonna be that I'm interested in you. The illusion to you is that I'm loving you. That's not the case. See, you gotta get your mind to reflect reality. Just because someone's showing interest doesn't mean they love you. See, and that's a lot of mistake that a lot of women do because they romanticize relationships and they want it to happen so badly that they'll lie to themselves. And it's not because you're consciously lying to yourself, because you're unconsciously lying to yourself. You are consciously wanting this to work because you see everyone being happy and you want to be happy. But what's going to happen is that your unhappiness is going to surface in different ways. Yeah, you may get the relationship, but suddenly your unhappiness is going to surface in the relationship and you're going to want to get out of it or at least improve it. It's never going to be enough. You know? That's how it works. That's how the cookie crumbles, man. Yeah, so jealousy, I mean, I always say use jealousy, but only use it in small doses. You see, if jealousy and tactics are your primary way to keep a guy interested, then you're jaded. You're doing it the wrong way. The most important thing to do to get a guy to really love you is to first love yourself. Is to first become more present in the moment. Is to open yourself up to your pain and observe and connect with yourself at the level of pain, not at the level of pleasure. You see, become aware of all of the painful things, all of the things you're suppressing, and when you do that, you open yourself up for everyone. You see, because for the most part, the reason why you're closed to relationships is not because you're open to pleasure, but because you're closed to pain. Open yourself up to pain, and suddenly you're not afraid to fail. You're not afraid to go from relationship to relationship without losing your sense of of self. And that's important. You got to be able to drop a relationship or go into the other, not because you find comfort in the next relationship, because you desperately need to find a relationship to feel better, but because you are okay with letting go, because you are okay with starting all over again. See, it's not that you're going from relationship to relationship because you fear being alone, but because you are okay with getting hurt. You see, and that's important. When you fear getting hurt, then you're always going to be basing your decisions on the aversion of getting hurt. And so sometimes when it comes to relationship, it requires a little risk. It requires you to open up. It requires you to sometimes look needy. It requires you to sometimes say, I love you first. It requires you to do the things that you just think, if I do this, I'm going to get rejected. All those things. Those are risks you got to take. I don't like taking those risks, but you got to take it sometimes, you know? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.